Hello my dear students. I heartily welcome you all in this session. Our subject science, class 7 standard. In last class we have studied about from fibers to wool, rearing and breeding of sheep. In this class today, in fiber to fabric, we are going to study about processing fibers into wool. Dear students, the wool which is used for knitting sweaters or weaving shawls and sweaters, so actually it is made from wool, is the finished product of a long process. We will not get a direct wool from sheep. It has many steps we have to follow, we have to do. So it has a long process which involves the many steps. So first one, step 1. The fleece means it is the skin, the outer skin of a sheep. This one. The fleece of a sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body. Here a person is removing its skin. The fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of a skin is removed from its body. This process is called shearing. What it is called? Shearing. S-H-E-A-R-I-N-G. Shearing. What do you mean by shearing? A fleece of a sheep along with the skin is removed from its body. So machine is similar to those used by barbers, are used to shave off hairs. So usually hairs are removed during hot weather. So this enables sheep to survive without their protective coat of hair. So in which season? In hot weather they are removing, because it is there, the fleece is there to protect them from cold. So in hot weather they are removing. This enables to sheep. This helps to sheep to protect the coat of hair. The hair provide woolen fibers. The whatever hairs they are shearing, they are removing. So that is protected. That is actually protected a coat of hair. The hair provided woolen fibers. Woolen fibers are then processed into obtain woolen yarns. First they provide fibers. Then woolen fibers are then processed to obtain yarns. Then it is processed to obtain from fiber to yarns. So this shearing does not hurt the sheep, just as it does not hurt when you get a haircut on your father shaves his beard. So you may think by this process, by shearing, it may harm to that animal. So no, actually not. It is like a hair cutting or shaving. It will not hurt any animal. The uppermost layer of the skin is dead. You know that when your father is shaving, he will not feel any hurt, because the uppermost layer of our skin has actually, it is dead. Dead skin we are removing. Also the hair of a sheep grow again, just as your hairs are growing. So they are removing. So this is our first step. Step 2. The shed skin. The shed skin with the hair through washed tanks to remove grease. Observe here carefully, scoring in tanks. My dear students, this is step 2. The shed skin, the removed skin is then with the hair thoroughly washed in tanks to remove grease, dust and dirt. This is called scoring. The process is called scoring. See, the shed skin is actually washed in this tank. It is called scoring. S-C-O-U-R-I-N-G. Scoring. Nowadays, scoring is done by machines. Before, human beings they are making. Now, scoring is made by the machines like this. Observe here carefully, by these machines. Step 3. After scoring, sorting is done. After scoring, sorting. Here, scoring. Next, sorting. First step, the second step, third step, sorting. So after scoring, sorting is done. The hairy skin is sent to factories where hair of different texture are separated and sorted. So whatever the fleece is collected, washed, that sorting means they are grouping. We have learnt sorting means we are grouping. So the hair texture they are separating by one and another. In step 3. In step 4, the small fluffy fiber called burr, it is called burrs. A small puffy fibers are picked out from hair. These are the same burrs which sometimes appear on your sweaters. On your sweaters you might have observed like this shrinks are there here outside. Observe some like this. So those are actually appear on your sweaters. The fibers are scored again and dried. This is wool is ready to drawn into fibers. Now wool is ready in step 4. In step 5, here wool is ready. The fiber can be dyed in various colors. Yes, obviously the fibers dyed, D-Y-E-D, dyed. Dyed means coloring. Dyed means coloring. It is again coloring in various colors as the natural fleece of sheep and goat is black, brown and white. They are coloring in different types of colors. Next, in step 6, the fibers are straightened. The fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarns. Here is there. The fibers are rolling into yarn. The fibers are straightened, combed, rolled into yarn. The longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters and the shorter fibers are spun and woven into woolen cloths. So this is step 6. The process of fiber into wool can be represented by this one flow chart. Shearing, first, next scoring, sorting, next cleaning of burrs, again dyeing and rolling into yarns. Then we'll get wool. Dear students, you know wool industry is an important means of livelihood for many people in our country. But sorter job is risky for sometimes they get infected by a bacterium. Anthrax, the bacteria name is anthrax, so it may be affect, which causes a fatal blood disease called sorter's diseases. Such a risk faced by workers in any industry are called occupational hazards. It is called occupational hazards. Occupational hazard. Occupational hazards. Next point, silk. Silk fibers are also animal fibers. Silk worms. So here sheep, here we are getting from silk worms. Spin the silk fibers. The rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture. S-E-R-I-C-U-L-T-U-R-E. Sericulture. Sericulture means the rearing and obtaining silk from silkworm to get the silk. Your mother, aunt, grandmother, they may use silk sarees they have. So you just listed that. Before we discuss the process of obtaining silk, is necessary to know the interesting life history of a silk moth. We have to know the interesting life story of a silk moth. How silk moth it will grow. Dear students, the female silk moth lays eggs. Obviously, the female silk moth lays eggs from which hatch larvae. Larva. It is larva, L-A-R-V-A-E, larva, which are called caterpillars or silkworms. Caterpillars or silkworms. Caterpillars or silkworms. They grow in a size and caterpillar is ready to enter the next stage of life history called pupa. It is first weaves a net to hold itself. Then it swings its head from side to side in form of figures. So here I'll show you. Here are there. It is male silkworm, female adult silk moths. Yes, this is, see, during this head movement, the caterpillar secretes a fiber made of a protein. The fiber made of proteins. It is silkworm. That protein which hardens on exposure to air become a silk fiber. So during when its head is moving, when it from one side to another side, when it's moving head, it secretes one protein. That protein hardens to exposure and become a silk fiber. Soon the silk fibers, caterpillar completely covers itself by a silk fiber and turns into pupa. This covering is known as cocoon. C-O-C-O-O-N. This covering is known as cocoon. The further development of a pupa into moth continues inside the cocoons. It completely covers itself by a silk. This is called cocoons. It is cocoons. Silk fibers are used weaving silk clothes. So can you imagine that soft silk yarn are strong and comparable thread of a steel. The silk yarn or a thread is obtained from the cocoon of a silk moth. Cocoon of a silk moth. There are variety of a silk moths which look very different from one another, and silk yarn they yield is different in a texture. Coarse, smooth, shiny. Thus, tassar silk, moga silk, kosa silk, tassar silk, moga silk, kosa silk. These types of different types of silks are there, are obtained from cocoons spun by different types of moths. The most common silk moth is mulberry silk moth. It is the most common silk moth. The silk fiber from cocoon of this moth is soft, lustrous and elastic and can be dyed in beautiful colors. Sericulture or a culture of a silkworm is very old occupation in India. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale. These are the eggs on mulberry leaves. Actually it eats mulberry leaves and cocoon with a developing moth. So this is about silk. Your homework here, activity 3.5 is there. Collect the pieces of silk cloth of various types and paste them into your classwork notebook, scrap notebook or classwork notebook. You can find them in a tailor's shop among the heap of waste cut pieces. Take help of your mother, aunt or a teacher and identify the types of silk such as mulberry, tassar, eri silk, muga silk, etc. Compare the texture of these silks with that of your artificial silk pieces which contain synthetic fiber. Try to collect the pictures of different moths whose caterpillar provide the various types of silk. So this is homework for you. Do it. Thank you.